Today, I got welding gas. I need to hook that up and I can start welding. Before I weld all that stuff up, I want to build my extension rails and get that all tacked together. So hopefully there's not so much movement. So first things first, these are not the same. I wish them to be the same. Perfect. Now it's fish mouthy time. All right, now the next thing, now I need to cut some tubes to go across. I'll probably bring it to about here, so it's just behind there, so that way I could have some room to do a drop hitch and stuff. So I'll probably go from about here to probably, that's where the seat goes once it slopes. Let's assume it's going to go to the back of this tube. So let's go about this long. What does this equal in inches? Let's go about 20. Let's go about 25 inches. All right, so if I want it to be 25 inches on the bottom, it's gonna have a slope. Let's go at 25 and a half. And that's where I'm going to cut it. So this one's going to be a straight cut, just because. We're a bit off, so let's clean it. Let's dress them up. Boom, 45. Uh-oh. Same line too. Beautiful, beautiful. 11 3/4. Beautiful. All right, so now I have this hitch sleeve. I want to embed it in the frame. Now, I figure if it's sandwiched, it'll both add strength to the frame where they're tied to this, but it'll also help sandwich this to keep it locked in. I'll probably put tubes going this way as well, but I want this in here. So I want my frame to be 1 inch space, just like it is in the center. So I need to figure out how deep I need to cut it. Right now this is 2.5 inches overall, so that means at the 3/4 marks I need it to fit. So 3/4 from this way puts us 1 3/4, 3/4 in puts us at 3/4, and that will give us a 1 inch space in between. We got that hitch welded on. Everything's square. That is a nice weld all around as well. So cool. So then when I do the top, I'll put my 1-inch spacers, and then I'll cut it to nest over and weld around as well. I'm probably gonna have to cut a little bit off of this, which that's not gonna be fun. It would have been fun beforehand, but you know me, I don't measure things. Well, everything's. All right, now I want to get the back half of this frame finished up and tacked on there. Ooh-wee. All right, 4 more to go. Jesus. All right, so I got 6 of these for this back part of the frame. I made 2 extras, so when I do the front, I have them. Now let's make our rear, the top part of the frame for the back. All right, now that I've got the back end of my frame all welded up, it's ready to go. But to get it on here, I need to find my front tube angle, get that cut, and get those 2 tubes cut. So that's the angle that I want. And that'll be except, no it won't. And now that I have that, I'll need to find the angle to cut up here. Because it'll essentially be half of this angle. So it looks like it goes to here. All right, now with them tacked, let's see how this lines up. Hopefully well. So actually not bad at all, but you can see I clearly need to trim a whole bunch. Alright, let's weld this, because I'm not really going to have much access once the other part's on. Alright, let's see if it's level. Let's see here. 21. 21. 21. 21. That is level and square. Alright, well, I've gone far too long today without eating, and I'm just messing up left and right with this weld. Plus, it's kind of a pain with the tires, so I'm calling it for a day. And there you have it. So, as you can see, I got this back half built, squared up, and installed. It's not completely welded up yet. This whole thing is, but I haven't got it completely welded to the bottom. I'll do these later. They're tacked. These ones are pretty well welded, not completely yet. So it's firmly attached. And then one day I'll take that back off and finish welding up all of the rest of these as well. Yeah, but it's looking good. I'll probably do all those little welds the next time I work on this. I'll take it all apart and do them. And then I'll put my braces in as well to lock that thing in place. I'll do that while it's all off too, so it's easier to weld it all up. But as you can see, we're getting some tight areas. It's getting real tough to weld in there. But that being said, it should be strong. Now, I know these welds are gonna take a lot of load, like a lever, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find where that screw is there. I'll cut a little notch in a plate, and I'm gonna weld a plate in each one of those sides, and that way it just increases that load bearing surface across the whole opening here, so my seam between them is nice and tight. And that's really it. I got enough room for this to move. I got a couple inches here, probably about 2 inches, which it's not going to go that far anyway, because my shocks that I'm putting on here don't even have that much travel. And like I said, this is going to be at its midpoint, so when it's actually sitting somewhere, it's going to be probably like that high, so we'll have room. But for today, that's all. It's looking pretty good, looking pretty good. And see you next time.